Hi everybody, this is Kiki and this is Ashley with me here, and today's week theme is Universal Love. I run this introduction to essential oils with Ashley. Ashley has a little bit more experience than I do, and I like to use my oils in yoga, and throughout the last few weeks I've been pulling out different themes depending on different chakra. This week we are working on heart chakra, which is connected to a love, universal love, in the sense of being able to receive, being able to give, being able to connect to this bigger kind of a idea of love and togetherness. And I use 3 different oils to help me with that at the moment. So I want to address that, and Ashley will help me a little bit more with other real important basics. Ashley?
Yes, hello, thank you. All right, thank you so much, Kiki. So like Kiki said, my name is Ashley Turner. I've been using essential oils for about 6 years now, and have turned the love for the oils into my business for the past 2 years. I met Kiki about 10 years ago now at a yoga show in London, and we had an instant connection, and so we are still, it's wonderful to be able to do business with people that you love. So what are we going to cover today, you guys? Well, my intention for this class is to teach you guys 3 main things about essential oils, and then Kiki's going to be talking about the overall theme of universal love. We're going to talk about what essential oils are, how they work with the emotional state of being, how they're produced, and also, of course, how you can use them. A little bit of housekeeping: if you have any questions throughout the class, you can go ahead and just type in your chat box, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Or if you're listening to this on a replay, no problem. You can just go ahead and respond to the email that you got it on, or Facebook page, and we're happy to answer any questions. So let's get started. What are essential oils? Well, oils are extracts from plants that have amazing health benefits. A pure oil is about 50 to 70 times more powerful than a regular herb. So 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is actually equivalent to 28 drops of peppermint tea. So I've got my peppermint tea here. So if you can imagine, you know, when you have a bit of a tummy ache and you just, you have a bit of peppermint tea to help you soothe yourself, imagine what 1 drop of peppermint oil can do. It's absolutely amazing, but they're super potent. They're 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added to the oil or taken away from the oil. They're just simply pure essential oils with no side effects and no addictions. They're safe for babies, children, adults, and even the elderly. So, excuse me, I got a bit of a bug in my throat. So the best oils that you want to use always are CPTG standard, and it stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And it means that these oils are completely pure and potent. Pure means that there are no foreign contaminants or fillers, and potent means that each plant was grown in a part of the world where the plant grows best, resulting in the absolute best chemistry for that plant. So when you have the ideal natural chemistry and the essential oils extracted, does exactly what we want it to do for our health and for our bodies. So how do essential oils work? Well, essential oils work in perfect chemistry with our bodies to help us support our body's systems, and they can actually be more effective than modern approaches to health problems. So if we've got any medical professionals on the call today, what I'm about to share with you next might sound a little bit elementary to you, but most of us in this room, including myself, don't have medical training that you might have. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to simplify things so it makes sense to everyone. So we're going to go back to biology 101, all right? Okay, so let's say this cell in your body, and we know that cells have oily cell membranes, right? Well, the cell membrane protects the cell. It keeps all the good things in and all the bad things out. Now, 2 of the things that are harmful to our cells are bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually forms on the outside of the cell, whereas viruses can actually duplicate the DNA on the inside of the cell. So they can go right in there. So all you have to remember is bacteria on the outside and viruses on the inside. Now, let's say you go to the doctor with bacterial infection. What would he recommend to you? Well, he's going to give you an antibiotic, and he's going to send you home and tell you to rest up. and in 7 to 10 days, the antibiotic is going to run its course, and it'll be fine. It'll probably clear up the infection, but it's going to come with a lot of wreaking havoc on our gut, our hormones, and our immune systems. Just loads of side effects with antibiotics. But if you go to the doctor for a virus, like a cold or a flu, what's he going to say? Well, he's going to say, go home, drink loads of water, rest, and let it run its course. Now, the reason why is because most of the modern recommendations are water-based synthetic agents and frequently come with side effects and addictions, as we all know, right? Well, water and oil don't mix. So if the recommendation from your doctor is water-based, it's going to have a really hard time getting into the cell membrane and stopping the duplication of a virus. So essential oils are different in that they're oil-based, which means that they can get into the cell membrane. So they can work on a cellular level without the side effects, and they can actually combat the bacteria on the outside. So they're kind of like a double whammy there. They can go for the bacteria on the outside as well as the DNA on the inside. And that's why they can be more effective than modern approach to health problems. So that is how essential oils work in a nutshell. So how are they produced though? Well, there's two main ways that essential oils are produced, through steam distillation or cold pressed. So steam distillation is probably the most common one, and that's ones like your sorry, had brain fart there, your peppermint or your eucalyptus. And basically what happens there is it actually, the water boils and it just goes through the plant material, and then the essential oils come up and it goes through a tube like you guys can see on that screen. So what it's doing is it's separating the essential oils out of the plant. So then there's two layers that are formed there, and that's the oil base and the water. And because they don't mix, it's easy enough to go ahead and to separate out the essential oil from there. Whereas cold pressed is more for citrus essential oils. And it is like your lemons, your limes, your grapefruits, or your oranges. But sorry, you guys, I have a bug in my throat. But basically, the cold pressed, if you have ever opened up an orange or something like that, and you open up the rind, you get that really beautiful zesty smell, or a lemon. That is essentially the essential oil sacs, and they're on the rind. So what happens is all of these citrus fruits go into a big, large bin, and they go along the cheese grater thing that's kind of pictured in there. And as they're slowly going along the cheese grater, the essential oils burst open. And so then that's how we get the essential oils out of the citrus oils. And actually, before we had these fancy dancy machines, cold press used to be done by hand. So people would literally squeeze the essential oils out of the rind of these citrus fruits. But as we all know, citrus fruits or citrus essential oils make us all very happy. So they would have been the happiest employees that we could have ever asked for. So that's in a nutshell how essential oils are produced. I'm going to pass this off to KikI, who's going to talk a little bit more about how you can use essential oils, and then also tying into some of our featured oils. Go ahead, KikI.
Thank you, Ashley. I love hearing this again and again and again. Yeah, so how to use essential oils. Some of the ways and some of the reasons that it's really, that I found really useful is it increases the focus and reduces the stress, and I use it on my daughter to promote restful night's sleep. So I diffuse it in the diffuser. And also there's a topical, and I can't change the slides, Ashley, can I? Oh, no, I will do it for you. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and also you can apply on the feet. So as the picture says, it's really safe for the children as well, but you would have to dilute it with fractionated coconut oil. So it will go maybe 5 drops into the roller bottle. For the adults, you can mostly apply straight away on the skin. They're really potent though, so it's good to mix them with fractionated coconut oil for the best result. But any carrier oil really will do to mix it up. And also there is internal option to, can use flopped slides, just Ashley there. You can put it in a few drops into the water. I usually do that with my lemon and wild orange. So most of the doTERRA essential oils can be taken internally, most of them, but it should be checked. You can also, as the picture says, you can also get them in veggie capsules, or you can put them under the tongue. I do that with my vetiver sometimes to knock myself down to sleep, but it should be checked. But majority, yes, it can be used internally, and that's great about doTERRA because it's pure and it's clean of all the chemicals, so it's safe. And now I want to tell you a little bit just about the oils that I want to cover today. And the first one is rose. Oh, I cannot tell you how much I adore this oil. So just the facts are really, I was so blown away every time when I look through the facts about doTERRA, how is it made, I'm blown away. But rose, like it takes 10,000 blossoms to get 5 milliliters of essential oil. So obviously you can imagine why it is a bit pricey than any other oil. But that being said, it has the higher vibration than any other oil on the planet. So how I played with that oil, I've heard about it. I've heard about the facts that I'm putting out there for you, and I've noticed in yoga practice, we have a lot of chest, not a lot, but if you want to work on the chest opening, and if you want to work on the energy center that is connected to love and accepting and receiving, then you start wondering what else is out there that I can use to enhance that. And Rose, I had an amazing experience. And one of them is I put it on and I went to see a friend of mine that I haven't seen for a while, and she has 2 kids, and I know usually it's quite hectic, and around the kids you really want to be as much compassionate and loving as you can be, because they're kids, but they can get on your, they can get into you. So I put it on and I just thought, okay, let me test it. And the kids were hugging me. I am okay, lovable person, but not as much so that I can go out and kids go around and hug me. So that's the one of the boom sensations. The other was I had my practice and I was doing a back bend, and I really worked on it that day, and I really wanted to open up the chest because I felt quite stagnant in that area, and something snapped. So if you do yoga and if you do back bends, if you work on that kind of an area, then you may know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, when you're opening up the chest, you may feel the opening. It's just an energetic level of openness and being able to breathe more, and then you can sense more and all the rest. But that day I had a bit of a pain, but not the bone pain, not the muscle pain, just the pain inside. And definitely I can openly and honestly say it was a heart pain. So whatever was connected through the emotion that I was going through when I did my practice, it was affecting my emotion. It was affecting my heart, emotion connected to my heart. I was going through something, and I kept breathing and I kept taking longer breaths, but it really was a deep pain in my heart. So I remember the rose oil. I read about it, and you can read what I put under the facts and use this. And I put the oil on my heart, directly on my heart. And after less than 2 minutes of the same breathing that I did before I put the oil, it was literally release and ease of the pain, and it was gone. So this oil really works on loving kindness. It works on loving kindness in the sense that you have the capacity of accepting and loving as without judgment, and being open to receive the love that comes your way. It's a very powerful oil that really works on those emotions. And you can test it yourself. It's worth every penny, and there is a reason why it's the highest vibrational oil on the planet. So it's a powerful healer. It invites to experience unconditional love and acceptance. For some, this may be a total taboo subject, which it was for me for a long time, and still is. I'm just tapping into it as we speak. Embodies divine love. So if you believe in God, if you believe in higher self, if you believe in divine, whatever you believe in, it just opens up that for you a little bit more, that connection to your belief, because it removes that stagnant energy that doesn't allow us to feel. It heals or wounds, it really does. It's a very strong oil, and some say it's very strong smell. Yes, it is. But also, I had someone said to me recently, it's so strong I can't even smell it. Go gently with it. The same like with love. You're not going to throw yourself into your guru, so into someone that you really feel affectionate towards, because if you do, you will feel resistance as well, because your body, your energy is not used to it. We're not used to that unconditional love and giving and receiving. I need to move to the second two oils because we're going to run out of time. The Bergamot essential oil, I'm not going to read what's under the facts and the uses. You can read it yourself, but it's a great oil to work with self-acceptance, with self-judgment. So if you feel you're going into the situation where you have to expose yourself, but you really want to open up the gentle part of you and not being too judgmental and just being okay with that sensation of giving and receiving whatever comes your way in much gentler way than what rose oil is, then this is a great oil for you. It rejuvenates feeling of self-judgment and self-esteem. So that's what I want to address. Yeah, it's been used for hundreds of years, and there's 126 published studies about the benefits. So it's a fabulous oil as well to work with that love vibration. And then the last one is lavender. I mean, lavender, who doesn't like lavender? But that being said, I did come across a people that doesn't like lavender. You would be surprised, but yes, there are people out there. So if any of those oils you feel very, a lot of resistance towards, I would say it is something to look into of how are you with receiving and giving love, and how are you about feeling yourself and loving yourself. And lavender would definitely, most definitely be the oil to start with, because it's very gentle in smell, it's very gentle in vibration, it's not such a high frequency, but it still does the job. I think it's impressive that it takes 1.5 kg of lavender flowers to make a 15 milliliter bottle. And also a new lavender plant takes 2 years to mature. So it's a very fragile, gentle flower as well. It works on communication. I use this oil when I just need to, when I have runny thoughts and I can't really feel of what I'm saying. So it calms down my nerve system. It calms me down. It calms down my emotions. So if I'm too wired, I just put it on before the live. If I'm too wired or too excited, so I have this love that I want to give, but I'm just all woo, all around in my head, I take the lavender to keep that vibration, but just to kind of soften a little bit. Yeah. Lavender has been with us for forever and ever, but there's a lot of different lavender oils. I mean, they're everywhere. It is important if you use a top quality oil that doesn't have chemicals, so that you do get the vibration of that nature medicine that you can get with the oil. I mean, there's 600 published studies about benefits of rose. No, that's the rose. I put it wrong on the slide. There's a lot of studies on lavender. I think this is, I just didn't put the rose, but it's 600 published studies, benefits of lavender, not the rose. Rose is a little bit less. So there's loads of studies about lavender. It's, at this point, it's so proven that it does calm emotional dishonesty, that it does calm your fear, and it does calm your communication. Yeah, it's a great oil to start with. And again, if you don't like it, put the socks on, maybe put it on your feet. You can apply it topically, put it on your feet, put the socks on. Don't rush into the oils, but go slowly, because they do change your vibrational frequency. And yeah, I think that's all really what I wanted to say. We are nearly running out of time, so I'm going to pass my word to Ashley.
Thank you very much, KikI, and thank you for that. As KikI said, we're running out of time, which means that we always try and keep these sessions about 30 minutes long, so that they're just long enough that you guys can get the information, but short enough that we'll hopefully see you guys every single week. So like I said before, I've been using essential oils for about 6 years. But when I first got introduced to essential oils, I just knew about them physically, and I had no idea what they would do for you emotionally. And I started using them a little bit more and more. And actually, I got introduced to lemongrass at a yoga class. And the instructor would fit a few drops on her palm of her hand, rub them together, and just give me like a head massage, which I loved. But so I really got into lemongrass. I never realized until a few years later, when I started getting to the emotional side of essential oils, how well, how essential oils can actually help you emotionally, not just physically. So lemongrass is actually really good for helping you get unstuck to things. And for me, that was huge. So just however you tend to use, or however you want to use the oils, whether it's physically or emotionally, just give them a shot, open up the cap and enjoy. So that's all we have for you guys today. And I just want to leave you with both of our Facebook, that you can follow us on Facebook for more yoga tips, as well as more essential oil tips. And where there are oils, there's goodness. And where there is goodness, there is magic. Thank you so much for joining us today, and namaste.
Thank you.